When moving to a new city or deciding to purchase a home in a certain city, the crime rate is always very important due to certain laws that us realtors have to follow. I can't really comment on, certain neighborhoods where I think, one might want to live, etc. But I can refer you to, lots of information that will help you make your own decision. And recently I stumbled across an article from the Ukiah Police Department that was written in February of 2020. So it's a little older now, and I hope to one day, chat with the police chief and, get some more info for you guys. But I thought that this was a great article that hit on some of the major factors. So I'm going to just kind of talk about what they talked about in the article. The link will be down below, but stay tuned if you're interested in the Ukiah's crime rate. Hello, my name is Casey Gray. I'm your homegirl broker associate here in Ukiah, and today we're talking about some crime. We love to get down with some illegal things. I'm just kidding, we do not. We obey by the law over on this channel. And I wanted to talk about this article that I found from the UPD that I thought was very interesting. So I hope you'll find this interesting as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that jazz. But let's chat. A couple years ago, the police department created a strategic plan that is called Measuring What Matters Most. So, the plan prioritizes and figures out what is most important when it comes to crime and how we're solving it and how we're fighting it and how we're keeping Ukiah as the safest place possible. Each month, they measure the department's performance in how they respond to, how they solve, and how they prevent the crimes that happen. So, like everywhere, laws are meant to be broken. I'm just kidding. They're not, but they do get broken. So it happens. That's life. In February of 2020, their department responded to over 2,000 calls. They started 239 criminal investigations. They made 39 felony arrests and 91 misdemeanor arrests and 12 DUI arrests and wrote over 110 citations. So, busy month. In the article, it says that normally February is one of their slower months, but this was a high amount of things that they were dealing with, with COVID and things that happened since. It would definitely be interesting to know how the new, regulations and things have affected their calls. I know they're getting a ton of calls that are, neighbors complaining about other people having gatherings or, small things like someone not wearing their mask in a store. We gotta kind of be mindful of the police department and know that this is not really what they signed up for. Dealing with transients is not really what they signed up for. They, signed up to help with actual illegal things and not just a bunch of homeless people creating a ruckus or your neighbor not wearing a mask. So a few of their main issues that they focus on is number one being transient issues. So transients are different than just regular homeless people who are down on their luck, unable to pay their rent, staying with a friend, a single mom that has kids that can't afford to put food on the table, living paycheck to paycheck. These people are the ones that, have no desire to live in a house and be a productive member of society, whether it's drugs or mental illness that are creating these issues. These are the things that they are dealing with. So transients are one of their number one issues. We have a lot of services in town, but a lot of them you need to be sober or non-violent to utilize them. And for the case of most of the transients that we have, that is not what they want to do. So that is the number one thing that the Ukiah Police Department is dealing with. The second most significant factor that the UPD has to deal with is probation and parole issues. To save money, the state of California began reducing the amount of people that are in state prisons and began to put them through a program called realignment. So today we are only sending the most serious criminals to a state prison, and other criminals are being sent to the jail or being released and placed on probation. And we have also had Lake County's parole office close, so that puts on a larger caseload for our local departments. So because of those budget reductions, each UPD parole officer is now seeing about 70 inmates, which is a very high task load for anybody, and which requires, more police officers. And being a police officer in today's date is not the most ideal, desirable career choice, because you can't do anything right and everyone gets mad at you and blah, blah, blah. So that is a huge factor. And so the third largest issue that UPD is dealing with is the mental health issues. Mentally ill patients are usually transported to the hospital, where they are put on watch. Most often when those people are considered a danger to themselves or others, that's where they are taken for treatment. But depending on, the availability in the hospital, sometimes officers are having to wait with those patients. When police officers are dealing with these situations, it takes away from the amount of calls that they would be able to take otherwise. And while our police officers are trained to take care of mental health issues, they are not counselors, they are not mental health workers, and we need more services for people struggling with mental health issues to be able to go to, and that's more so on the county level than at the city level. And then one of the things that they're not able to deal with as much as they would like, is community quality of life concerns. So whether it's a noise complaint or theft or smaller issues that go on in the community, they're not able to spend as much time on because they're dealing with larger issues such as transients and mental health. So it's definitely a very interesting article. I'll leave the link down below. And as always, UPD, it's their mission to make Ukiah as safe as possible. So if you have any questions, concerns, or recommendations, or want to sign up to become a police officer, you can visit their website, ukiahpolice.com. And I hope this was helpful to understand where their issues are coming from. Most of this info is straight from that article. Please go take a look, and if you have any questions or have thoughts, feel free to comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.